let's get right into it. Number 10. The phantom invite. You're at a party. It's loud. Someone leans in and says, "We should hang out sometime." You smile, nod, exchange numbers. They text you the next day. "Hey, let's grab coffee. Soon." And just like that, nothing. No follow-up, no plans, just a warm memory of false hope and a contact saved as coffee. Here's the twist. You were the one being polite, but they were performing social theater. This isn't friendship. It's emotional padding, a filler phrase to avoid the discomfort of silence or seeming rude in the moment. Psychologists at the University of California call this social mirroring with no intent to reciprocate. It's like nodding along in a meeting while mentally planning your grocery list. But why does it bother people so much? Because it creates false intimacy. You're left wondering, were they serious? Should I text first? Is it weird if I bring it up? According to a 2023 Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin study, 78% of people who receive these vague future plans feel mildly anxious, not angry, not upset, but lingeringly unsettled. It's the emotional equivalent of a browser tab. You forgot to close, and the worst part? You probably do it too. We all do. It feels kind in the moment, like tossing a life raft to a drowning conversation. But in reality, you're just floating someone a promise you never intended to keep. So next time you say, "Let's do this again," ask yourself, do I actually want to? If not, try. This was fun. Enjoy the rest of your night. No guilt, no false hope, just honesty wrapped in a smile. Number 9. The over-apology cascade. You bump into someone in the hallway. You say, "Sorry." They say, "No, I'm sorry." Then you say, "No, seriously, my bad." And suddenly, you're both trapped in a loop of mutual blame for a collision that moved neither of you more than half an inch. This isn't humility, it's apology inflation. And it's quietly exhausting. Dr. Elena Torres, a behavioral therapist at NYU, calls this performative penitence. It's not about taking responsibility. It's about performing politeness so thoroughly that the other person feels obligated to absolve you. Think about it. When someone says, "I'm so sorry to bother you," before asking where the bathroom is, what they're really saying is, "I know I'm violating your peace by existing near you. Please grant me permission to pee." A 2022 study from the Journal of Pragmatics found that people who over-apologize are perceived as less confident, not more polite. In fact, in professional settings, frequent apologizers were 34% less likely to be seen as leadership material. And here's the irony. The more you apologize for minor things, the less your apologies matter when you actually mess up. It's like crying wolf, but with guilt. So why do we do it? Blame social conditioning. Women, especially, are taught from childhood to soften their presence. A Harvard Business Review article dubbed this the apology tax, the invisible cost women pay to seem agreeable in male-dominated spaces. But here's the fix. Replace sorry with thank you. Instead of, "Sorry to interrupt," try, "Thanks for your time." Quick question, same intent, less self-abasement, and suddenly, you're not groveling. You're engaging. Number 8, the forced compliment. You see a coworker's new haircut. You don't like it, but you say, "Wow, bold choice, I love it. Congrats." You just weaponized positivity. This isn't kindness. It's emotional outsourcing. You're making the other person responsible for managing your discomfort. Psychologist Dr. Neil Patel explains, when we give insincere praise, we're not protecting the other person's feelings. We're protecting our own social safety. But here's what happens on the receiving end. They know. Humans are wired to detect micro-expressions, a flicker of hesitation, a fraction of a second delay before the smile. It all registers. A 2021 study from the University of Michigan found that 67% of people could accurately detect fake compliments based on tone and timing alone. And when they did, They didn't feel good. They felt manipulated. Worse, forced compliments create relational debt. The person feels pressured to return the favor, even if they hate your new shirt. Now you're both trapped in a feedback loop of fake enthusiasm. The solution isn't brutal honesty, it's neutral generosity. Don't say, "I love your new haircut." If you don't, do say, "You look different today. Fresh energy." It's truthful, it's kind, and it doesn't trap anyone in a lie. Number 7, the polite ghosting. You send a message. The person replies, "This looks great. We'll respond properly later." Spoiler, they never do. This is polite ghosting, the art of acknowledging someone just enough to make ignoring them later feel less bad. It's the digital age version of "I'll call you" after a bad date. A tiny breadcrumb of attention to keep you from realizing you've already been dismissed. Research from the Cyberpsychology Journal shows that ambiguous responses cause more anxiety than outright silence. Why? Because your brain stays in waiting mode. You keep checking. You rationalize. Maybe they're busy. Maybe they forgot. Meanwhile, they've already mentally closed the loop. LinkedIn's 2023 Workplace Communication Report found that 43% of professionals admit to using "I'll follow up" as a soft rejection. It feels kind in the moment, but it's actually more cruel than silence because it prolongs hope. The fix: use the closed-loop reply instead of "I'll get back to you." Say, "I don't have the bandwidth to help with this, but I appreciate you thinking of me." It's not harsh, it's respectful. It gives closure, and it doesn't make you a villain. It makes you honest. Number 6, the compliment sandwich. You're giving feedback, so you wrap the truth in fluff. You did a great job on the presentation, just one small note, it was kind of boring. But hey, the slides look nice. This is the compliment sandwich, and it's been scientifically proven to backfire. A study from the Harvard Business Review analyzed 200 feedback sessions and found that when criticism is sandwiched between praise, people remember only the first and last parts. The middle, the actual feedback, gets mentally filtered out. Worse, the brain detects the pattern. You're not fooling anyone. As organizational psychologist Dr. Rebecca Lynn says, the compliment sandwich is the emotional equivalent of hiding broccoli in a cheese omelet. People taste the broccoli, and now they hate the omelet too. Even worse, recipients often feel manipulated or infantilized. They sense you didn't trust them to handle the truth straight up. So what works better? The SBI model. Situation, behavior, impact. In yesterday's meeting, situation, when you interrupted 3 times, behavior, it made others hesitate to speak, impact. No fluff, no games, just clarity. And strangely, people respond better. Politeness isn't about softening truth. It's about delivering it with respect. Number 5, the fake listening nod. You're in a conversation. The other person is talking. You're nodding, smiling, saying, "Mm-hmm." But you haven't heard a word. You're mentally rehearsing your reply. This is performative listening, and it's one of the most common yet hated polite behaviors. Neuroscientists at UCLA used fMRI scans to study conversational dynamics. They found that when someone is fake listening, their brain is already simulating their response before the other person finishes speaking. Meanwhile, the speaker feels it, not consciously, but in microsignals. The nod is too rhythmic. The eye contact too steady. It feels scripted. A 2020 study in Nature Human Behavior revealed that people can detect disengaged listeners within 90 seconds. And when they do, they report feeling emotionally drained by the interaction. And here's the kicker. The fake listener also feels drained. Because maintaining the illusion takes cognitive effort. So why do we do it? Because we've been taught that interrupting is rude, but we haven't been taught how to pause. The fix? Try active silence. Let the speaker finish. Wait 2 seconds. Then, say, "That's interesting. Can you say more about X?" No nodding. No, uh-huh. Just genuine curiosity. You'll learn more. They'll feel heard, and you won't have to act like a bobblehead. Number 4, the obligation RSVP. You get invited to a wedding. You don't want to go, but you say yes because it feels rude to decline. Then you show up late, stay for 1 drink, and leave early. Congratulations. You've just committed social sabotage. Event planners and psychologists alike call this the polite attendee trap. You think you're being kind by showing up, but what you're really doing is wasting a seat someone else could have had, forcing the host to plan for someone who won't engage, making the host feel like they have to entertain you, a New York Times. Investigation into wedding RSVP trends found that 27% of guests who said yes contributed less than 30 minutes of actual social interaction, and hosts notice. One survey found that 68% of event planners would rather have a clear no than a half-hearted yes. Why? Because planning is logistical. Emotionally, hosts just want to know who's really in, so if you can't commit, don't. A simple, "I can't make it, but I'm so happy for you," is not just acceptable, it's appreciated. Politeness isn't showing up. It's respecting someone's event enough to be honest about your presence. Number 3, the "I'm fine" lie. Someone asks, "How are you?" You say, "I'm fine." You are not fine. You're overwhelmed, sad, or barely holding it together. This is the ritualistic wellness lie, and it's poisoning real connection. We tell it because we think we're being polite, not burdening others. But what we're actually doing is shutting the door on empathy. Dr. Karen Liu, a clinical sociologist, says, "The 'I'm fine' reflex is a social firewall. It protects us in the moment, but it isolates us in the long term. And here's the twist. People want to help." A 2023 social, psychological, and personality science study found that 82% of people would prefer a truthful, vulnerable answer over a fake "I'm good," even from acquaintances. Yet we keep lying. Why? Because we've turned "How are you?" into a greeting, not a question. The fix? Change the script. If you're asked, "How are you?" and you don't want to talk, and say, "Honestly, it's been a lot, but I appreciate you asking." If you're asking, mean it. Try, "How are you, really?" and then pause. You'll be surprised how many people exhale and say, "Thank you, I've been struggling." Politeness isn't pretending. It's making space for truth without judgment. Number 2, the unnecessary self-put-down. You show someone your art. They say, "This is amazing." You reply, "Oh, it's just a little thing I threw together." This is humble bragging through self-deprecation, and it's incredibly annoying. You think you're being modest, but what you're really doing is inviting reassurance. You're making the other person responsible for boosting your ego. Psychologists call this validation fishing, and studies show it reduces how much people like you. A University of Toronto experiment found that people who downplayed their achievements were rated as less authentic and more insecure, even when their work was objectively excellent. Worse, it puts the other person in a bind. Now they have to argue with you. "No, it's really good," which feels awkward and performative. So what should you do? Try graceful acceptance. Instead of, "It's nothing special," say, "Thank you. I'm really proud of how it turned out." It's humble, it's confident, and it doesn't make the other person your therapist. Number 1, the "no you go" dance. You approach a door at the same time as someone else. They say, "No, you first." You say, "No, you first," and suddenly you're both frozen in a politer-than-thou standoff while the door slowly closes on both of you. This is conflict avoidant paralysis, and it's the ultimate polite fail. You're so afraid of seeming rude that you'd rather stand there awkwardly than make a simple decision. Behavioral economists call this mutual deference collapse. It's like two computers stuck in a loop, each waiting for the other to act. And it's not just doors, it's, you pick the restaurant. No, you pick. You go ahead in line. No, I insist. We'd rather waste time than risk the tiniest social friction. But here's the truth. Most people don't care who goes first. They just want the decision to be made. The fix? One person just goes. Say, after you, once. If they don't move in 3 seconds, walk through. It's not rude. It's efficient. Because real politeness isn't about endless deference. It's about making interactions smoother, not more complicated. That's all for today. If you nodded along to even one of these, you've probably done them all. We're not bad people. We're just trapped in polite scripts that feel kind but often cause quiet resentment. The real act of kindness? Honesty with kindness, not perfection, just awareness. And if you want more videos like this, breaking down the hidden rules of human behavior, hit subscribe, because next time we're exposing helpful things people do that actually make everything worse. You won't want to miss it.